Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the class of science. Children, we are going on with the chapter number 11, transportation in animals and plants. We have already gone through the introduction video of the chapter. Today we will start with the text. I hope you all have done reading of the chapter. Let us start the text part. Transportation in animals and plants. You have learned earlier that all organisms need food, water, and oxygen for their survival, right? So, children, they need those food, water, and oxygen, but it is not directly gone inside. They need to transport all these various parts of their body. Also, we have seen that animals need to transport waste product also to the parts from where it can be removed. But can you have thought how these all can be done? Children, transportation means to take one thing from one place to another place. So these food, water sources that we are taking, oxygen, this is also needs to transport. So we are going to learn in this chapter about how this transportation process takes place in animals and plants. Do you see the heart and the blood in this figure, particular children? They are the functions of transport system. They function to transport substances and together form this circulatory system. Why we are call it circulatory? Circulatory word has come from the circle. Yes, there is a circle which goes on in our body, children, that the part are going from one place to another. You can see this figure, and they are passing from one place to another and forming a circle. This is called as circulatory system. So in our circulatory system, the most important thing is the blood, which does this function of circulation. Let us first of all see the points related with blood. Here is the figure which shows the circulatory system of your body. Now let us see about the blood. Blood is actually a fluid which flows in body vessels. It transports substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other part of the body. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body, and it also transports waste for removal from the blood. How does the blood carry various substances? It is a liquid which has cells of various kinds. These are suspended in it. The fluid part of the blood is called plasma. Let us learn about it. Which are the different types of cells? Before going further about the type of cells, I want you to first of all underline the important point related with blood that we have just now seen. Blood flows out. But what is blood? All of you underline this definition. Blood is the fluid which flows in blood vessels. It transports substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It also carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body, and it also transports waste for removal from the body. So children, this is what all about the important point you should do underline in your textbook about the blood. Let me repeat that point. From here, blood is the fluid which flows in blood vessel. You know, these are the blood vessels, children. You can see here red and blue. These are the blood vessels, and it transports substances. What it does the function of transporting the substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It also carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. And it also transport waste material for removal from the body. Now how these blood carry all these things? This is the question. And what is the color of the blood? Why is the color of the blood red? So children, blood it is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells are suspended. Now we will see about the different types of cells. One type of cells are the red blood cells, which we called as RBC, which contain a red pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to all the parts of the body and ultimately to all the cells. So children, now you have understood that actually blood is containing a liquid which is plasma that contain different types of cells, out of which one type of cells are red blood cells which contain a red pigment which we called as hemoglobin. It binds with oxygen and transports it to all the parts of the body and then it ultimately to all the cells. So children, it is very difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. So thus the presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear red. So this is the answer of the question of Paheli. Why the color of the blood is red? It is because of the presence of hemoglobin which gives blood the red color, and this also shows that RBCs are more in number. That is why it is mostly red color. Now the blood also has white blood cells that we called as WBC that fight against the germs. This is the important point, children. WBC fight against the germs that may enter our body. For example, Bujo fell down while playing a game and his knee got injured. So blood was coming out from the cut. After some time, he noticed that the bleeding had stopped and a dark red clot had plugged the cut. Means it has stopped the bleeding and a dark red color clot uh, has been occurred in that place of injury. So Bujo was so puzzled about this. What has happened to that injury? Where it has gone? Thus, Bujo came to the conclusion that the clot which is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood which we call as platelets. So here is another definition. The clot which is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood is called as platelets. This clotting helps the wastage of blood in case of the injury. It prevents the blood to get wasted and you get heal of that injury very soon. Now how these bloods are transporting or moving from one place to another. So here comes our another topic, blood vessels. Before going to blood vessels, let us revise the part of the blood again. So as we have seen, blood is a fluid which is flowing in the blood vessels and it transports the substances like digested food from the small intestine to other parts. It also carrying the oxygen from the lungs to the cells and it also transports waste for removal from the blood. Children, the types of cells which are present in blood are RBC, red blood cell, and here it is a little bit unclear. So you have done this tick mark in the textbook also. RBCs containing red pigment which we call as hemoglobin, which is binding with oxygen and ultimately binding with the cell, and it is too difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells without hemoglobin. So in this way it passing through all the body, and the clot which is formed because of the presence of another type of cell in the blood called platelets. So here we have seen the types of cells. Now here we come to the part blood vessels. Let us see the text first. We have different types of blood vessels in the body. You know that during inhalation, a fresh supply of oxygen actually completely fill up the lungs, and this oxygen needs to be transported to the other body part. So in that case, the blood picks up the waste materials also, including carbon dioxide from the cells. So this blood has to go back to the heart for transportation to the lungs for removal of carbon dioxide. As we know that while during breathing, we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, that we have learned in chapter number 10. So depending upon the functions, we have two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. They are present in the body. So now let us see what are the functions of these blood vessels. Arteries carry oxygen, do tick mark from this point, reach blood from the heart to all parts of the body. So you can see the figure, children. In this figure there are arteries which are present here, and from heart to different part of the body they are passing on that blood cells. As we have seen here, arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. It flows rapidly and at a high pressure. The arteries have thick elastic walls also. Now let us see an activity to perform the flow of blood. You will have to place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movements? See the diagram. In this way you will have to hold. You will be finding some throbbing movements, a vibrating kind of movement. How many pulse beats could you count? Let us try to count those things and those throbbing movements. This throbbing movement is called the pulse, and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. And if you will count down the number of it, so this number of beats per minute is called the pulse rate. So children, if the person is doing rest, usually has a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. So you can find out these which are the other places. You have count down the breathing rate, right? So that number of times breathing means the number of times lungs pump out. So that is also gives you your pulse rate. So as if you are running or doing some physical exercise, so your pulse rate can increase. But normally it is up to 70 to 80 beats per minute. You can record your pulse beats per minute and those of your classmates. You can do it with your family members. So here is an activity in table 11.1 you need to perform. You have to take few members of your home and then try to count their pulse rate. Okay. Now the next type of next type of these blood vessels are veins. Veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all part back to the heart, and the veins have thin walls. There are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. So this is what the work of veins. Oxygen passing work was done by arteries. So veins do the work of passing on carbon dioxide from the other part to the heart back, which will be pumped out. You can see the rough diagram, children, of it in your textbook. From heart, arteries take up the material, okay, and do a complete circle. After that, veins take the things from capillaries and from here back to heart. So this is the function which is going on in a circle. That is why it is called as our circulatory system. So you will have to write this diagram as important and practice also. This diagram has been asked so many times, children. So, what are the blood vessels then? Let us revise. We have learned that there are different kinds of blood vessels in the body, and we have seen that during inhalation fresh supply of oxygen comes in and it is going to the rest of the body part. Also, blood picks up the waste materials including carbon dioxide from the cells. So this blood has to back to heart for transportation to the lungs for removal of carbon dioxide. So this is what all the function of arteries and veins in the body. Let us try to understand the meaning of blood donation. Children, hundreds of people die due to unavailability of blood, and that is why voluntary blood donation is harmless and painless and can save precious lives also. So blood you can donate at hospitals and other places. If you are donating blood, it will be helpful for others. Donated blood are stored with specific care in blood banks, from where it is taken to the places where it is needed, or given to the places where that particular blood is needed. Again, there is a confusion on Bujo. I am confused. I have learned that an artery always carries oxygen-rich blood. So, Paheli explained that the pulmonary artery carries blood from the heart. So, it is called an artery and not a vein. It carries carbon dioxide rich blood to the lungs, and pulmonary veins carries oxygen rich blood from the lungs to the heart. So now this is the reverse process done by veins, and the passing on of oxygen done by artery, that we can see here as we have learnt. So children, can you see the arteries are also divided into smaller vessels on the diagram? On reaching the tissues, they divide further into extremely thin tubes which we called as capillaries. Capillaries join to form veins which empty into the heart. Here you can see children in the schematic diagram capillaries which are again joining to form the veins. So this is what all about the part of the blood and the arteries and the veins, means the blood vessel. Let us learn now about the heart as an organ today. Heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood, and it carries other substance with it. So let us imagine, you cannot imagine the work of heart. It is absolutely impossible to imagine this pumping and work of heart. So we will learn about it more in the next video about the function and working of heart. Children, for today the assignment is you will have to practice this diagram also along with that schematic diagram of circulation. Children, I am telling from this chapter the diagrams are so important to be practiced. So do it today. In the next video I will tell you more about the heart and other system of circulation. Till that time, take care of yourself. I will meet you in the next class. Draw this diagram, practice it so that I will be able to explain it to you very clearly. Thank you all of you.